Hey guys, it's Miss Bankett, and today's video is strictly for my third graders. So that is my Elham, Deanie Girl, Mr. Isaiah, and Mr. Aries. This video is just for you, alright? So let's get into it. So, last week we talked about number sense, and today we're going to continue to talk about number sense, but in a different way. So let's look at our objective to see what it is that we're going to be doing. So our objective says, I can use number lines or visual representations to illustrate whole numbers, including ones, tens, and hundreds. So guys, we're going to be working on place value today. I know we didn't touch base on this in school a lot, but we talked about it just a little bit, okay? So parents, this video is a supplemental lesson to the lessons that are posted on Schoology for math this week. So if you log onto the Schoology homepage and go down to the folder that says this week's whole group materials, click on mathematics and then the third grade folder and you'll find it. All right, so let's think really quickly. By looking at this base 10 rod, okay, think about it. How many cubes do you think are in this rod? Do you think there are 5? Or do you think there are 10? You can pause the video to talk about it with whoever you're working with. So I'm looking at this base 10 rod and I'm not quite sure if there are 5 or if there are 10, but I can count. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to count those cubes in my base 10 rod and I want you to count with me. We're going to touch and count, okay? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So how many cubes are in my base 10 rod? We just counted 10. So I'm going to circle 10. Good job, guys. Awesome. All right, so these are called ones cubes. And 10 of these make one rod, okay? Now let's count to make sure that we have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So instead of using 10 of these little cubes, what if I didn't have enough space for 10? Well, I can use a tens rod. All right. Now, here I have 10 of these tens rods. But what if I didn't want to carry around 10 tens rods? What can I do? I could have a hundreds flat. So if we're counting by tens, we're going to have to count 10 times to get to 100. And so that's what this shows, all right? So let's learn about it and try it. So this is the number 365. We have 3, 6, and 5. And all of these digits are in a different place. And they are a different value. Okay? So this 5 is in the ones place. So if I wanted to represent this 5, I would need to use my ones cubes. Alright? And these are my ones cubes. I would need 5 of these to show my 5 in the ones place. This is the number 6. And the 6 is in the tens place. Can you say that? Tens place. Good job. And so if I wanted to show this amount, that means this 6 is really worth 60. So I would use 6 of these tens rods to show 60. Now my 3. This isn't just an ordinary 3. This 3 is in the hundreds place. So that means that this 3 is worth 300. That is such a big amount. And I don't want to draw 300 circles. So what can I do? I can use my hundreds flats, and I would only need 3 of these. Okay. So let's try to practice one. So Chris, this is Chris, sees 43 posters. He wants to know how many tens and how many ones are in 43. So remember, when we have numbers, this just isn't a 4 and this just isn't a 3. They have their own value. So my 4 is in the tens place, remember? That's my second digit. It's in the tens place. And my 3 is in the ones place, all right? So in order to show how many tens and how many ones there are in the number 43, we're going to use our base 10 blocks, all right? So our 4 was in the tens place. Which base 10 block are we going to use to represent the tens? We're going to use our tens rod. Good job. And how many do we need? We need 4. So I'm going to drag 4 tens rods to my tens place. Yeah. Sorry, guys. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop. We only needed 4, so I only had to drag over 4 tens rods. Now we're looking at the ones place. Our 3 was in the ones place, so we need 3 ones cubes. Which one of these base 10 blocks is my ones cube? Good job. This one right here. So we're going to drag over how many? 3. Count with me. 1, 2, 3. Stop. So our number was 43. And remember, these are worth 10. So we're going to count by tens. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, and then we count by ones. 41, 42, 43. All right, let's try another one, okay? Emily counts 462 magnets. Whew, that is a lot of counting. She wants to know how many hundreds, tens, and ones are in 462. So remember, each digit has its own value. So my 4 is in green because my 4 is in the hundreds place. So that means this 4 is worth 400. My 6 is in blue because my 6 is in the tens place. So that means my 6 is worth 60. My 2 is in orange because it's in the ones place. So my 2 is only worth 2. Let's try to illustrate. That's what our objective said. Let's try to illustrate this for, was it Emily? Is that her name? For Emily, yes. All right. So here we have hundreds, and we need to drag over 4 hundreds flats, okay? And this is what we use for our hundreds. So Miss Bank is going to drag over 4 of them. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop. Now we're going to move over to the next column, to our tens place. We need 6 tens rods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stop. Now we're going to go to the ones place. How many do we need? 2. Good job. So let's drag over 1, drag over 2. Stop. So now we're going to explain to Emily how this shows the number 462. We're going to count it for her. But we don't have 462 items on the screen. All right? Remember, our hundreds are worth 100. So we're going to count by 100s. Can you help me do that? We have 100, 200, 300, 400. But now we have to count by tens. So this is going to be a little tricky. But I'll help you, okay? So here we have 400. Then we're going to say 410, 420, 430, 440, 450, 460. Stop. And then we have these little 2 ones over here. So now we're going to say 461, 462. Did we have to count 462 items? No, because we use our place value blocks to help us show and illustrate that amount. This was a little hard, right guys? I know. But you all did an awesome job helping me count and illustrate these different values. Now I want you to finish the rest of the problems that are on Schoology. And then there are some manipulatives that you can use that help you show your hundreds place, your tens place, and your ones place. Please send me pictures and videos, parents, of your kiddos completing their work. See you next time. Bye.